In today's video, I'm going to show you how to promote a YouTube video. There are lots of reasons why you may want to do this, whether you're wanting to get more subscribers, more views on your organic videos, or you want to amplify the reach of your videos so that you can get more sales for your product or service. So we're going to be going through this step by step in today's video. When it comes to promoting videos on YouTube with Google Ads, there are 4 different steps. The first step is you need to make sure that you have a Google Ads account set up. The second step is you need to make sure that you have a YouTube account set up with videos on it. And the third step is to link that Google Ads account to your YouTube account. And then the fourth step is to actually set up the campaign. So we're going to walk through that entire process in this video. Let's jump right in. Okay, so as I mentioned, step number 1 is to make sure that you have a Google Ads account. If you don't already have a Google Ads account, I'll leave a link down below that you can sign up for an account. Once you go through and sign up an account, it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll be taken to a view that looks something similar to this right here, and we'll be walking through this process. And when you set up your Google Ads account, I would recommend using the same email that you use to set up your YouTube account as well. It's going to help the process and make linking them much easier. So go through and set up a YouTube Ads account. After you've set up a YouTube Ads account, you're going to be taken to a view that looks something like this. The next step is to set up a YouTube channel. I'm guessing if you're on this video, you already have a YouTube channel set up. So I'm going to try and skip that step here. So we're going to go back over to Google Ads and show you how to link your Google Ads account to your YouTube account so you can start promoting those videos. So from here, what you're going to want to do is inside of Google Ads, this is the Google Ads interface. I know there's a lot going on here. We're going to come down here to tools. And if you see a different interface or it's different for whatever reason, you can come over here to do the search bar and search for tools as well. But we're going to come over here to tools. And then inside of tools, we want to come over here to data manager. Once you're inside of data manager, you can see there's lots of things going on here, and yours may look a little bit different because I already have things like set up here. But what you want to do is find something that says connect products or find the YouTube link here. You can see I already have this linked up, but what you want to do is click on connect product. And then from here, you want to search for YouTube, and we are finding YouTube here. And then once you're here, you're going to want to click on new link, or chances are if you don't already have one linked, it's going to ask you to link it here. Or if you already used your channel, you use the same email for your Google Ads account as you did for your YouTube account, you may see something like down here that says suggested channels, and it will ask you to link them right there. So we're going to click on this little link button. And once you click on the link button, you'll say new channel here, and it will give you a drop down of some of the channels that you have access to. You're going to hit next, configure settings, and review and confirm. And then once that's done, then your channel is linked up, and now you can use Google Ads to start promoting that channel, which leads us to step number 4. So as you can see, step 1 through 3 is actually pretty easy because I'm guessing that you already have a YouTube channel set up. Now what we want to do is we want to come over here to Google Ads, and we want to click on the campaigns. Once you're inside of campaigns, you're going to click again campaigns again, and you're going to see this little blue plus button right here. Or if you're in the overview, you'll also see a plus button somewhere around these, or you can just hit create right here. There's 2 different ways to get here. You can do a campaign, but I like to come to the campaigns tab and then click this little blue plus button and create a new campaign. Once you are in here, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Sometimes you can go with the create without guidance, but if this is your first time, I would recommend going with the YouTube reach, views, and engagement. This is going to allow us to optimize specifically for video views on our account or subscriptions, and there will be a setting later that you can optimize towards one or the other or both. So we're going to do with the YouTube reach, views, and engagement campaign. And then here, we're going to leave this on the auction, especially if you're just getting started off. I recommend keeping it on the auction here. And our goal is going to be YouTube subscription and engagement. Now, if you just wanted more video views, you could go with this option, but it's mainly for ads specifically. You can also reach the maximum amount of people with this option, but chances are for this video, if you're wanting to promote one of your YouTube videos, then you're going to want to go with this one where you get more people to subscribe and engage with your YouTube channel. Then we're going to hit continue here, and we're going to start new. This is just like a draft thing. You probably won't see that there. And then you can give this a name if you wanted to. So we're just going to call this like YouTube promote. And then if you know what video you're going to be promoting, then you can add that here as well, like video title, just as an example. You can name the campaign whatever you want. It's just good to keep it a little bit descriptive so you know exactly what's going on here. Then we're going to scroll down here, and the campaign goal, we want to keep this on the YouTube engagement. Once again, you can change it to one of these, but chances are you're going to want to keep it here if you actually want to maximize the subscribers and reach for the video. And then finally, right here, this is something that you have the option to do. Now, depending on what your goals are, you may want to select one or both of these. If you just want to get more subscribers on your channel, then I would recommend just keeping this one box checked. And the description here is going to optimize to get you new subscribers for your YouTube channel. If you also want people to get more views on your content, then you could also select this one right here. So organic views of videos after users have seen the ad. So if someone sees the video and then they go to your channel, it's going to optimize to get people to watch more of your channel going through. So long term, this is going to have a really good effect. If you're just getting started, I recommend starting off with both of these. And if you're realizing that you're not getting as many subscribers as you like, then you can come back and maybe duplicate this campaign and run it only to subscribers, and vice versa for the engagement. But if you're just getting started, I'd probably recommend checking both of these for the time being. Then here, I wouldn't worry about the view through conversion optimization for this time. And then the target cost per acquisition. So you can see this is optional. So if you wanted to tell YouTube like, hey, I only want to pay you 2 cents per subscriber or even 20 cents per subscriber, you can do that. The problem is if you bid too low, you can see it's telling me right now, right here, if you bid too low, then chances are Google's not even going to show your ad at all. And basically you're just gonna be setting this up and it's not going to spend any money. You're not going to get any engagement, any subscribers. So if you're just getting started off, I would recommend unchecking this box and letting YouTube kind of explore the target CPA. And then later, once you know what you have that data, then you can come back here and set that. If not, I would recommend setting it to whatever they do. So you can just type in a number here. So if I do 3 cents, you can see it's going to come back and say, hey, we recommend 120. So I would set that to a 120 target acquisition, which means I'm probably going to get a subscriber for around $1.20 based on what it knows about the channel. Now, keep in mind, this is just a target acquisition. You can get subscribers for much lower or much higher. And that's where a strategy that I would recommend that we'll talk about later is like making sure that you're grabbing the video that has the most engagement and the most likely to get people subscribed to it. For now, though, I'm just going to leave this unchecked because I think it's going to give me the best chance for a net new account. Then the daily budget here, you can set a minimum of $5. You can see if I go under $5, it's going to tell me I need at least do $5 a day. So you have to set at least $5 a day for this. I would recommend starting off small and then looking at your results and then increasing as time goes on. Google is always going to try and get you to spend a little bit more money here. So you can increase it to $15 a day if you wanted, but I would recommend starting off small and then scaling it as time goes on. You can set a campaign total here as well, but I generally recommend a daily budget. Just make sure that after you're looking at this often and pausing the campaign when you are done running it. Next, we have the customer acquisition. I would recommend leaving this unchecked. We don't want to just bid for new customers because this is just a subscriber and engagement. And then you can do brand guidelines here. So if you wanted to make sure that the fonts and the accent colors and even the main colors of your brand are showing up here, you can set those. I don't really care as much for my channel, but if you are really into the brand guidelines, then you could put those inside of here. Next, EU political ads. If you're running any EU political ads, you want to make sure that you check this. No, we are not running any political ads. Chances are most people that's going to be a no. And then these settings, we're just going to leave them all as they are. One thing that you may want to exclude if you're optimizing for subscribers is the show on specific devices, because right now this can show on TV screens. Now, if you want video views, then TV screens is good. But if you're looking for subscribers, chances are getting out of the TV screens is probably going to be a better bet, because when people are watching on TV, it's a lot harder to subscribe than versus if they're on a computer. So we're going to opt out of that one. And then we are going to hit next and go to the ad group here. Now, for this example, we want subscribers in the USA. So I'm going to name this as USA, and you can see you can change the location here. If you wanted to change to a different location, you can enter this here and you can type in any kind of place that you are wanting to target. Like, let's say that we wanted to hit people in Mexico, we can include that. Now, if you are looking for subscribers in the United States, it's going to be more expensive. That's just the way that it is. There's more people wanting to hit people in the United States. So if you're wanting cheaper subscribers, you could target other countries if you wanted to, but that's ultimately up to you. For mine, I'm going to be going with the United States here. Then you can target specific languages. We're going to keep it on all language. And then right here, this is a really important setting. You can see you can have it on all channels, or you can select this, let me choose. This is important because if you do the all channels, you're going to show up on all of these different channels right here. This ad is going to show up on all these different channels. And where we want our videos to be promoted is actually on YouTube itself. So I recommend opting out of Gmail, Display Network, and Maps, because nobody's going to see your video inside of Maps and then subscribe. Like, the chances are very low of that. Discovery, I do like to keep on because it is people who are looking for discovering specific content. So I do think it is a good channel. And then I like to keep all three of these checked as well. If you are only going to be promoting a long form video and you aren't going to be running any shorts, then I would recommend unchecking the shorts so that your video doesn't show up in there. But that's up to you on whether you're going to be running shorts or not. Then we're going to come down here in the audience. Now, if you wanted the best results, I would probably recommend just leaving the audience super broad and letting Google go through and find the people who are likely to subscribe. I know it sounds crazy, but they are very good at finding people who are likely to engage with your channel and find those subscribers. But if you wanted a little bit more control, you can create an audience and you can come in here and you can do lots of different things. You can create based off of custom segments. So if you had like some of your like Shopify data or something that you wanted to put in here, you could do that. Or sorry, and that's in your data. You can go through and you can get your analytics users, or you can create lookalikes. A lot of people are going to come in here to the interest and demographics, and they're going to search for a specific demographic. Mine's a home improvement channel. So if here, this may be like a great thing for DIYers. Like if I want to target people who are DIYers or people who are in the home and garden industry, I could target them inside of there. And you can see there's lots of different audiences. And if you wanted to browse the audiences that they have in here, you can look at these, and there's even little drop downs for each one of them. So I would recommend coming in here and just looking at these drop downs to see if there's something that is related to the channel that you are trying to promote. But for me, like I said, I'm going to actually cancel this, and I want to run just a fully broad audience and let Google find who I want to target. And that's where we're going to leave this checked, use optimized targeting here, so that Google is finding the best chance of me getting subscribers or views on this video. Now, the last step here is we are going to go to the actual ads. So we're going to click on ads. And right here is where we're going to actually select the ads that we want. Now, you will need to plug in your URL here. So we're going to come over to our website. We're going to grab our URL and we're going to click this and put this in. It does need to make sure that you have the HTTPS here. And then this right here is where we can choose up to 5 videos to promote. Now, just because you can add 5 videos doesn't mean you have to actually add all 5. You can add 1 video here there. You could add 3 videos, you could add 2 videos here. Now, what I recommend for the video selection here is going through your YouTube analytics and finding the videos that have the highest subscriber rate. Go through and look at that and then choose those top 3 videos and put them inside of your videos, because that's going to give you the best opportunity to get more subscribers for your dollars here. So we're going to come over here. It may suggest a couple of videos for you. You can add the videos right here, and then the asset library, you can see there's some of the libraries, or you can upload them on this. What we're going to do is we're going to X out of this, and you're going to come over to your YouTube channel. I would recommend just going to the ones that are the most popular here, grabbing this and then grabbing the share button, copying this, and then coming back over to your channel, pasting it here. And then you can see once you paste it there, it is going to find the video here. I think this goes without saying, but if you're going to be promoting a YouTube video, it does need to be published to YouTube. So that's just something to keep in mind. And it does need to be public as well so that people can subscribe and watch that video. So I would recommend adding, 2 to 3 videos here, or all 5 if you want to. And then if you are going to be promoting shorts, I would recommend coming over to your shorts library, and same thing, going over to the most popular videos and then grabbing these and sharing them as well. I think this one I got to just do this right here. I can just click this right here, come over to this channel, and then paste this in. And then now I have a shorts option on this. So I have a long form video that it's going to be promoting and a short form video as well. And you can see here, it's going to say videos longer than 3 minutes don't usually perform well as shorter videos. That's why we're adding the short one in there. And you can see right here, there's this little option to choose where your video shows. So if I click this down, you'll notice right here, this little option is going to change, and you're going to see preferred on all formats, or I can change this so it's not showing on shorts for the long form video. And then for this one, I can change it so it's only showing on the shorts for this one specifically, so that my short video is only showing there, and then my longer form is only showing in the in-feed and in-stream videos. Next, we can scroll down here, and then you do need to add a logo. So we're just going to add the logo here. Mine's already added, but I have my little house to home DIY logo here. And then now it's going to ask for headlines. You can add up to 5 of them. For this one, I just like to add my channel name here. So DIY, you can add whatever you want inside of here, like as a call to action or anything like that. But we're just going to do this, and then you can add up to 5 long headlines. So we're going to go through and fill that out real quick. Okay, so now we have our headline. And like I said, you can add up to 5 headlines here. And I would recommend adding multiple options. Just for this example, I'm just doing the one option here. You can add a long headline and then a description. I just use the same one. I don't recommend doing that. Make sure you add as many descriptions there as you can think of for your video. You can see the more that you add, the higher your ad strength is going to be. So it's going to give you the best chance of getting the best results. But once we have that filled out, we're going to add our business name here real quick. And there also is the option for the call to action text. So if you wanted to change this and you're really looking to get subscribers or watch now, you can add that. But I like to, especially if I'm only optimizing towards subscribers, then I'll hit the little subscribe button here and make it change this to this. So you can see right there, instead of learn more, it changes the subscribe. But if you don't know what your call to action is, or you just want Google to either get more views or subscribers for you, then I would recommend keeping this on the automated and letting them decide those. And down here, there is this asset optimization. I prefer to turn these off. Basically what this does is it let Google AI use your existing ad content to create optimized assets. I don't like this because I don't know what the end result actually looks like, and I don't want Google taking something and making my video look really weird using AI. So I like to go here to manage, and I like to opt out of all of these so that I know exactly what my videos are showing like, and I know that Google isn't like going to be messing with them at all. So I like to opt out of all those. Once we've done all that, then you can come over here, and you've probably seen this, is we do have the preview. So you can look at this, what this looks like on YouTube Shorts for your exact ad, or what it's going to look like on YouTube as well. So if somebody's searching for specific terms, they can show up there, or it's going to show up in those in-feed ads as well. And you can see what it's going to look like on desktop or on the videos. And this is what my ad is going to look like here. Sometimes it takes a minute to load up, but you kind of get the idea, and you can kind of adjust that and move things around as needed. Now, once you're happy with the way that the ad looks, now we're going to go here to go to review. If you wanted to, you could create multiple ads here. You could duplicate the ad and launch multiple ones if you wanted to go that route. But for here, we're just going to go to review and get this thing launched. We have our budget here, and it's going to ask me to confirm real fast. All right, so you might have to confirm your identity. So I just confirm that real quick. We're going to leave the budget where it's at. It's going to give us estimated views if we wanted to. So this will give you an idea on what our cost per conversion is. So it's saying we might be able to get conversions for 10 cents to 39 cents for this campaign. So we might be able to get, subscribers for that amount. And then now, last thing to do is to hit publish on this. And now our campaign is going to be live. And once it goes through review, usually review takes, they say around 24 hours, but I find that it's usually a much quicker. And it looks like we have some sort of error. So let's go back to our ads real quick. If this happens, you can see it shows you the error here. Let's look to see. Interesting. We're getting URL error. So I'm just going to plug my URL back in here. I'm going to remove the backslash, and then we're going to see if that works. Okay, so we got that taken care of. So now once you publish your campaign, and then you'll be taken to a view that looks something like this. And if you come over here to campaigns, this is where you'll be able to see your current campaign. Now, if for whatever reason you wanted to get in here and actually end up pausing it, this is how you can go through and pause that campaign. After it starts running, this is how you'll be able to see the results from it. So you'll be able to see the amount of clicks that it's getting, the click-through rate. And then if you wanted to come over here to the columns, you can actually modify the columns here. And then you want to search for subscribers. And then here is where you can do the earn subscribers or the campaign subscribers, and you'll be able to see the subscribers that it's currently driving to your channel. But that's all there is to it. Hopefully you found that helpful. Be sure to ask any questions down below in the description if you have any. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.